by the Keshenafshi Shabbaton, Keshenafshi 6, KN6. A guy came over to me, a Gerrer Chassid. He told me a story of my Rebbe, the Gerrer Rebbe Shlitus, Zangazint. And many years ago, he went to the Gerrer Rebbe, and he told him that his son is Machal Shabbos, he drives a motorcycle, and eats treif and everything. And he asked the Rebbe what to do. And the Rebbe said, Madaf arup nemen f'neim alle lachatz. You have to take off of him all pressure. That's what he said. Now, what does it mean, take off all pressure? So all of his questions was, should I tell him how to dress in my house? That's lachatz. Take it off. Should I tell him where you're going, when you're going? I'm not giving you money unless you do this and that. Take away, he shouldn't have any pressure in his brain. So he started telling the Rebbe, yeah, but I shouldn't tell him, I should give him money for doing bad things. I should let him do whatever he wants. I should this, I should that. He said he never saw, and I never heard of the Rebbe doing this. He said he picked himself up on his chair like this with his arms, and he said, and he looked at him sternly, and he said, alles meint alles. All means all. He said, take away all lachatz, no pressure. That was the entire, how long was the manual? 1,100 pages of TP. Take away all, don't teach them, you have to this, you have to teach about consequences. We're doing the opposite. The therapy world is teaching consequences, boundaries, you have to teach them that. They can't handle pressure. It's a breakdown. It's a breakdown. They can't handle pressure. Nem arup ala lachatz, which means that you're going to have to be providing. You can't say, oh, I took away all pressure on my child. I just won't buy her any clothing because I don't like, because it's not tznius. That's not what Reb Gershon Edelstein Shlita said. He said, buy it. And that's not what the Rabbanim are saying. Take away lachatz on these kids, you become their friend. They're having a breakdown because of depression or anxiety or trauma, some reason. And then they can't perform. So where does it come out in the beginning? Tznius, not waking up in the morning, not davening, then they get agitated, and then we pressure them, we keep on, because we don't want to lose them. It's all out of love. All of it is out of love. What's going to be? He's not dressing well, he's not, and that lachatz is in their brain, makes them have a heart attack in their brain, a breakdown. And that was the Gerrer Rebbe's advice. Nemarup alla lachatz f'neim. Take off all pressure. Alles meint alles. Everything. Now think about it. To us, it's like 1% of pressure. To them, it's a lot of pressure. They can't conform. They can't. You can't say, listen, you're coming to the wedding. Please don't let Bobby see you like that. That's called pressure. Not to you, but you wouldn't dress like that. So how do you know? Who decides if it's pressure? The patient. The patient. We have to be so sensitive. What changed in the last 20 years is, 20 years ago, if parents said, listen, I'm not throwing you out of the house. In the house, please listen to the rules. Out of the house, do whatever you want, not a problem. 20 years ago, that would have worked. Kids were much healthier. Kids were much healthier. They would have said, okay, good deal. And they would have come home, basically listened to your rules. But now it doesn't work because the kids are so unhealthy. They can't. They're claustrophobic. They can't wear clothing. They're pulling their clothing, they're ripping their clothing off, they're running away from us, and it's all pain. And the lachatz, that's what ruins everything. Then they feel, I have nobody to rely on. And all these people want is for me to conform. And then they decide, these people don't care about me. And that's a whole misunderstanding because nobody cares about this kid more than mom and dad. Can you imagine? Anything that goes wrong with them. They need a kidney, you'll give it, not their friends. But they are convinced that you don't care about them. The only people who care about them, and they're convinced you don't care about them at all. You know who you care about? The neighbors. Because you once said, listen, in front of the neighbors, don't do that, right? Don't put your car here on child. You care about shidduchim for the other children. And it's true, you do. But you also care about them, but they don't see that. So anything that you used to make them have lachatz in their brain, they hate. Because you took that thing and you made it a baseball bat. So when you whack them in the face in the name of anything, they hate that thing. So they end up hating Torah. They end up hating community. They end up hating Shabbos. They end up hating everything. Tznius, Torah, mitzvahs, doesn't matter, everything. And it's all a misunderstanding because we used it as lachatz because we wanted them to stay, please stay in the program. Please, be normal. We did it for their benefit. Don't drop out. Please don't go out like that. Don't go out like that. And maybe we said it angrily, whatever, but inside it's all love. We didn't want them to go out like that because we didn't want them to lose what we know is so precious. The Gerrer Rebbe's advice, just a few words. No lachatz. That means that when they're leaving, you don't say, That's the way you're leaving? That's pressure. There's social pressure. There's emotional pressure. There's spiritual pressure. There's all kinds of pressure. There's financial pressure. I should give them money. He should go to work. No, that's pressure to go to work every day. You support them. But whatever they want, so they don't have any lachats. Sounds crazy. Okay, meet that guy's son now, 15 years later. Raising a frum family. Healthy, recovered. He has now pressure. He told me the guy can handle pressure. He works. He's part of a community. He's married. He has children in regular Maaseh HaTorah. Simple hadracha, pure Torah guidance. Don't listen to anybody else. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Listen to any Torah leader you go to who's up there, and they will tell you, no fighting, no arguing, no control, no consequences. You're not in a war with somebody. You can't be in a war with a teenager or a young adult. You will lose every time. No lachats. Alles meint alles. That answers all the questions.